Hey guys, so in this video I'll be giving you my long-awaited review of my Samsung Galaxy J3 2017 model. Now the reason why I'm doing this review now and not 4 months ago when I got it is because I really think that to do an in-depth review of a product you have to really spend quite a lot of time with it, see how it runs in different situations. And that's why now after 4 months I think I'm ready to review this and to share my opinions on this phone. So let's get straight into it. So often when we think of smartphones, we think of the flagship phones like the Samsung Galaxy S9, the iPhone 10, the Google Pixel 2, the Huawei P20 Pro. But there's still some really good budget phones out there that won't cost hundreds of pounds, and the Samsung Galaxy J3 is definitely one of those. And that's why in today's video I'll be showing you why it is worth buying this phone. Well, first impressions of the phone are very good, with its all-metal backplate and its plastic trim around the edges, but don't worry, the plastic's actually very good and doesn't seem tacky at all. It makes it a very strong and durable phone. It has a refreshed modern design compared to the 2016 model of the J3, and it makes it definitely look like the flagship phones, with its sleek and modern design. The placement of the buttons on this phone is very good. You definitely don't have to worry about it if you're upgrading to this phone. They're very ergonomic and also they feel like they're in the right place. All around it's a very well constructed phone and feels nice in the hand. I also like how it has a very compact 5-inch 720p display, and despite the lower resolution it's very good for media consumption and you won't be able to tell that it's only a 720p display. The Samsung Galaxy J3 is a budget phone but still has some decent specs to it. That includes a quad-core Exynos 775 chip, 2GB of RAM and 16GB of internal storage that you're able to expand with a micro SD card up to 256GB. It ships with Samsung Experience 8.1 UI, which is on top of the Android 7.0. And as usual, Samsung has added quite a few features and options for customization. And all these features are in one app, and that is called Samsung Themes. It's a pre-installed app on your phone and has a wide collection of wallpapers, icon apps and anything to customize your phone and make it look like yours. You also have in the settings of fonts features such as one-handed mode, quick camera launch and also being able to use your apps in split screen mode. The phone runs smooth on a daily basis and will only stutter a bit if you have a load of apps open in the background, which is not surprising for a phone that only has 2GB of RAM. When it comes to optics, this is where the cameras shine. The phone ships with a 30MP main camera with an aperture of f1.9 and a 5MP selfie camera with an aperture of 2.2, and these are both coupled with an LED flash, which is very useful. The amazing things with these cameras is the low aperture. Now pretty much the lower the aperture, the better it is in low light. And also if you're into photography and you really want that shallow background, that blurry background, this will really help you to achieve that look in your photos. The image quality is really good, but of course it has a few shortcomings with like challenging photos because they can't really put a massive, really good camera in it for a phone for like less than £200. So this is the footage from the main 13MP camera. When it comes to 1080p video, it actually has the best quality I've seen on any budget phones. The video is detailed and sharp and the continuous autofocus is really useful. The 1080p selfie video is also really good and the microphone quality is decent. That also, all these shots that I filmed on this have been all in auto mode. I would really recommend this phone if you want to start YouTube on a small budget. Now everyone likes the placement of the speaker on the upper right hand corner, but I think it's really convenient because if you have the phone in landscape mode you won't be covering it with your fingers. The sound quality is great, maybe even the best that I have seen in a budget phone.
My name's Beth. Alta, a little lower than the angels.
The Samsung Galaxy J3 has a dual SIM card slot which allows you to have 2 SIM cards in it at once, and also a micro SD card which is very useful if you want to do photography and take a load of pictures and have a load of apps on your phone. Moving on to the battery, it has a 2400 mAh battery. Because of it only having to run a 5-inch 720p display, it can definitely last up to a couple of days. And with power saver mode on, you can last up to a week on this phone, which is ridiculous. Yes, you lose like the wallpaper and a lot of the features, but to be able to last a week and with the basic kind of functions of it That's just ridiculous. It charges with a USB 2.0 and it takes around 1.5 hours to fully charge. In conclusion, I love this phone. I definitely recommend it for anyone who wants a high-end budget phone. But there are still a couple features that aren't in this phone, which I think there should be in a 2017 phone. An example of that is that it sadly doesn't have a fingerprint reader. You have to buy the more expensive Samsung Galaxy J5, which is around £40 more, to get a fingerprint scanner. Another thing that I wish this phone had is 3GB of RAM, because I really think that 2GB is just a bit too small to last in 2017, and comparing to other phones, I think it should definitely be at least 3GB for a 2017 model phone. And also the 16GB internal storage is good, but if you're someone like me that likes to customize their phone a lot, get a load of different apps like for icon packs and like widgets and everything like that, I wish it had a 32GB storage. If you're someone that just uses it to phone and text people, 16GB is just perfectly fine for you. And with the 3GB of RAM and the 32GB internal storage, I think you'll definitely be able to run fast and also compete with the other phones that have been released last year. But if you're looking for a phone in a sub £200 price range, this phone is perfect for you. I'll leave a link in the description to it, but otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.